13 years, $325 million for Giancarlo Stanton.
I just want to win, man.
First thing he said was, I want to win, and I want to win in Miami.
We came into the meetings with a plan to find those pieces to take us to that next step.
The Matt Lato situation, this kick and pitch.
Giancarlo Stanton's going to lead the way. That D. Gordon's going to be a dynamic presence.
Michael Morse, which uniform is that?
The Miami Marlins uniform, man.
Wow!
They like what they got going in Miami.
Now, the Marlins making moves, and joining us right now, our good friend Richard Justice. Richard, Mike Morse now to the Marlins, agreeing to terms. This, of course, after the monumental extension to Giancarlo Stanton, getting D. Gordon, Matt Latos. What do you think of the Marlins right about now?
Well, I think a lot of them right about now. I was with them last week at the winter meetings, as you were, and their point was we have to continue the momentum we began with the signing of Giancarlo Stanton. Did two things. They gave him a lot of money, but they also told him, we're going to build a team around you. And D. Gordon is one step in that process. That's a guy to bat in front of Giancarlo Stanton. Now you have a guy, Michael Morse, to bat behind him. You've improved the rotation with Latos. This is a club with two superstars, Brian, and Jose Fernandez and Giancarlo Stanton. And they got a beautiful new ballpark. I mean, to me, they're trending upward.
Yeah, I should also say Dan Harron, but we don't know if he's going to show up. Do we know if he's going to show up?
I would guess that he will show up, and if he doesn't show up, he can be flipped to a Southern California team. But I think they're doing a hard sell on him. Like, hey, look, we got something going here. You want to be part of it? Come on down, Dan. You got time left in the game. You can still do some great things. And if you watched the Marlins last summer, they were a joy to watch. All those kids, Yelich and Ozuna, and all figuring out a day at a time that they belonged. And they were in the race until September. It was one of the great stories in baseball last year.
Yeah, and I know, Richard, you're there in Houston right now, and they're introducing Jed Lowrie today. They bring back their shortstop. They already made big moves in their bullpen. But I'm a little, you know how I feel about the Astros and the team of the future at the vanguard of the analytics revolution and all that. But losing the #1 pick really got, it has to hamstring you somewhat. Where do you think the Astros are in their rebuilding process?
I think they're in a good place, and they looking to the 2015 draft, they have the 2nd and 5th picks overall, so I think they feel like they're going to be okay from that. Hey, Jeff Luhnow has done a fabulous job in amassing talent here in the 3 years he's been on the job, and he felt like, looking at the club, it was time to take another step. Also, the larger backstory is that they're going from zero local TV money to $57 million, so they have some money to spend. They hired A.J. Hinch, a Stanford guy, who convinced another Stanford guy, to Jed Lowrie, to come and be part of this, with George Springer, with Jose Altuve, with Chris Carter. They feel they got 19 games better in this past season. They feel like 500 is not out of the question next year. With young players, there's always adjustment and readjustment, but they're very excited about where they are. They're going to add one more starting pitcher via trade or free agency over the next couple of weeks and see where we're at in spring training. They're going to come and let a lot of kids try out for them.
I'm glad you're optimistic, Richard, because I take a beating on this set every day talking Astros baseball. All right, well, Yankees getting Chase Headley. I don't know what this means for A-Rod at all, but that's another subject. Meanwhile, the Red Sox do not get John Lester. Where do you have in the AL East right now with what the teams have done in the offseason?
I think the best part of this, you could make a case for the Blue Jays. You could make a case for the Yankees, the Red Sox. There are so many unknowns, though. If you and I sat down today and you could tell me what Justin Masterson is going to be, what Clay Buchholz is going to be, we'd have a pretty good handle on the Red Sox. Likewise, where is CC Sabathia at this point in his career? Where is Mark Teixeira? Can Carlos Beltran stay on the field? All those things, unanswered questions. And if you're a fan of close division race, probably makes it more fun. And also, never, ever overlook the Baltimore Orioles, because they're the most efficient operation in the game, and there'll be moves made there too.
Yeah, the defending champs. Even I'm shut out about them at this point. All right, Richard Justice again joining us from Houston. Thank you, Richard.